Heat transfer coefficient. In this video, we are going to study overall heat transfer coefficient. Now, the first question is that what is overall heat transfer coefficient and why is it necessary to consider the overall heat transfer coefficient? So, in our previous video, we have seen the arrangement like this. That is, the fluid, bulk fluid is in contact with the hot metal wall. The cold fluid is in contact with the hot metal wall. In that case, the rate of heat transfer is calculated by using Newton's law of cooling. The equation for this is that Q is equal to HA delta T. Q is the rate of heat transfer, A is the area of heat transfer, delta T is the temperature gradient between the wall and the fluid, and the term H over here is the heat transfer coefficient. Now this is individual. This is, we can say, heat transfer coefficient, but instead of this, when the arrangement is like this, that is, the two fluids, hot fluid and cold fluid, are separated by the solid wall, then in that case it is necessary to consider this as a one system, that is hot fluid and the wall, this as one system, that is cold fluid and the wall, and it is also necessary to consider the thermal conductivity of the wall and thickness of the wall. All these terms are covered in under the concept of overall heat transfer coefficient. That is what factors are included in overall heat transfer coefficient. When the two fluids with different temperature are separated by the solid metal wall. In that case, the heat transfer coefficient between hot fluid and the wall, the heat transfer coefficient between the cold fluid and the wall, and properties of the wall, that is thermal conductivity and thickness, are all these things are covered under the concept of overall heat transfer coefficient. The unit for the overall heat transfer coefficient is indicated as the U in heat transfer, and its unit is watt per meter square Kelvin. Heat transfer between the between the fluids that are separated by the wall. We study this arrangement in more detail. Now here you can see the hot fluid and the cold fluid are separated by the flat solid metal wall of thickness L. TH is the temperature of the hot fluid and TC is the temperature of the cold fluid. Then you can see the temperature profile is, the temperature change takes place in this way. This is the temperature profile for this arrangement. Now, for our convenience, we will take the average temperatures of the hot fluid and the cold fluid, that is T1 and T4. That T1 is average temperature for the hot fluid. It is slightly less than the actual temperature, and Tc is the average temperature. T4 is the average temperature for the cold fluid. It is slightly more than the actual temperature of the cold fluid. Now, for our convenience, we have considered two more points in this arrangement, that is T2 and T3. T2 is the point, that is T2 indicates the temperature at the surface of the wall, the temperature of the hot fluid at the surface of the wall, and T3 indicates the temperature of the cold fluid at the surface of the wall. Now here we can see that the temperature gradient is large near the wall, that is delta 1 and delta 2 are the boundary layer for the fluid, and the temperature gradient is large in this region, and the temperature gradient is smaller, comparatively smaller in the turbulent core. Similarly, for the cold fluid also, the temperature gradient is larger near the surface of the wall, that is in the boundary layer, and it is smaller in the turbulent core. We know it's a reason, that is, it is because the layer near the wall is stagnant or steady, so the conduction takes place. That's why the temperature gradient is larger in this region, and it is comparatively smaller in the turbulent core. Now we will assume that the Reynolds number is large, very large for this flow. So it is a turbulent flow. On the both side of the wall it is turbulent flow, and the surfaces of the wall are clean. These are the assumptions only. Now we will draw the equivalent electrical circuit for this arrangement. Here between the hot fluid and the flat wall, the convection heat transfer takes place by the convection. So the resistance for this the profile temperature profile is indicated as 1 upon H1A. The heat transfer between the points T2 and T3 will take place by conduction, as it is a flat wall, a flat solid metal wall. So the temperature, so the resistance to the heat transfer will be indicated as L upon Ka, and the heat transfer between the flat solid wall and the cold fluid will take place by convection. So the resistance to the heat transfer will be indicated as 1 upon H2A. These are the notations that I have already explained to you. Now we will move to the next slide. So now we are going to derive the equation for overall heat transfer coefficient, and by using that equation we are going to calculate the rate of heat transfer throughout this system. So to derive this equation, first what we will do is we are going to calculate the rate of heat transfer between the hot fluid and the solid wall, the rate of heat transfer through the solid wall, and the rate of heat transfer between the solid wall and the cold fluid. To calculate that, as we know that the heat transfer between the hot fluid and solid wall uh, takes place by the convection. The rate of heat transfer through the wall will takes place by conduction, and the rate of and the heat transfer between the solid wall and the cold fluid will takes place by convection. So for this system, that is the heat transfer between the hot fluid and the solid wall, we will write the Newton's law of cooling to calculate the rate of heat transfer. You can see here it is a Q1. It is the rate of heat transfer between the hot fluid and the solid wall, is equal to H1A delta T, where H1 is the individual heat transfer coefficient for hot fluid and the solid wall, A is the area of heat transfer, and T1 minus T2 is the temperature gradient between the hot fluid and the solid wall. Now, the rate of heat transfer through the solid wall will takes place by conduction. So, we can calculate the rate of heat transfer by using the Fourier's law. Here, I have written the Fourier's law for this particular solid wall, where Q2 is the rate of heat transfer through the solid wall. K is the thermal conductivity of the wall. A is the area of the wall. T2 minus T3 is the temperature gradient through the wall, and L is the thickness of the wall. Now the our third subsystem, that is the heat transfer between the flat solid wall and the cold fluid, will takes place by convection. So we can calculate it by using Newton's law of cooling, and it is written as Q3 is equal to H3A and delta T, where Q3 is the rate of heat transfer between the solid wall and the cold fluid. H3 is the individual heat transfer coefficient for this subsystem. A is the area of heat transfer, and T3 minus T4 is the temperature gradient. So we have divided this whole system into three subsystems and written the equations for the rate of heat transfer through the for these three subsystems. Heat transfer between these two will takes place by convection, so we have written the Newton's law of cooling. The rate transfer between for this particular subsystem will takes place by conduction, so we have written the Fourier's law of cooling, and the heat transfer for this particular system will takes place by convection, so we have written the Newton's law of cooling. Now the second step for the derivation is that we will consider it as a steady state heat transfer. So on the RHS side, that is Q1 Q2 Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3, that is equal to Q. So on the LHS of all these equations, we will write Q as it is a steady state. The rate of heat transfer will be same for all these systems. Hence, on the RHS we will we will write the term Q, and we will keep the this side as same. So we will get these equations as it is. Just we have replaced the term Q1 by Q, and we have written the same equation. Now the next step, same is applied for these two equation also. Now the next step is that we are going to get all these equations in terms of temperatures. So we are going to divide we are going to take this term to LHS. So the equation becomes T1 minus T2 is equal to Q upon H1A. So that we will get this equation in terms of T1 minus T2, that is temperature gradient. Similarly, we are going to get all these two equations also in terms of temperature gradient, and hence we will get this equation. So what we have done is just we have keep this temperature term on one side and all the other terms on the other side. Now the next step is that we are going to add these three equations. So when we add this equation on left hand side, we will get T1 minus T4, as T2 in this equation will get cancelled with this equation, T2 in this equation, as it is here, as here is negative sign and here is a positive sign, and T3 in this equation will get cancelled with the T3 in this equation, as here is also same case, that is negative sign and positive sign. We will get the equation as T1 minus T4. And on the RHS, what we can do is we can take common Q by A, as Q by A term, Q upon A term is common in all these three equations, so we can take it as a common term, and the rest other equation we can write it in the bracket, as you can see I have written over here. So what we have done is we are taking we get this equation in terms of temperatures, and we get this equation in terms of temperature, and then we take out common term, that is Q by A, in all three equations and return it outside the bracket, and the other terms inside the bracket. So here we will get this equation as you can see here. Now here the term 1 upon U is 1 upon H1 plus 1 upon K by L plus 1 upon H2. It is the term that is overall heat transfer coefficient. 1 upon U, that is 1 upon overall heat transfer coefficient, can be written in this format. So we will get the temperature difference, that is T1 minus T4, in this format. Now by using the term U, we can write the equation for overall rate of heat transfer, that is Q is equal to U A delta T. So the final equation we get for the overall heat transfer coefficient is, for overall rate of heat transfer, is Q is equal to U A delta T, where 1 upon U, the term U we can calculate as 1 upon U is equal to 1 upon H1 plus 1 upon K by L plus 1 upon H2. H1 is individual heat transfer coefficient for hot side fluid. H2 is individual heat transfer coefficient for cold side fluid. K is the thermal conductivity of the wall, and L is the thickness of the wall. So we will get these two equations, these two final equations, and we have already seen its derivation. Thank you.